Welcome everyone to a deeply insightful and thought-provoking video that addresses a pressing issue, men's violence in Mexico. Today we're diving deeper into the intricate world of masculinity and violence, drawing inspiration from Matthew Gutmann's groundbreaking book, The Meanings of Macho, Being a Man in Mexico City in the late 1990s. Gutmann's work has laid the foundation for our exploration today, and his book serves as a critical reference point in understanding this issue. It is very important to look how cultural norms and social expectations can fuel a cycle of aggression. That is why today we're gonna explore the current situation in Mexico, discuss possible solutions with two guests who have first-hand experience in living in Mexico, and to provide us with valuable insight, we're joined today by the author himself, Matthew Gutmann. So stick around.
My name is Laura Garibaldi. I'm 19 years old, studying at the University of Arizona, majoring in psychology and Spanish. I am Mexican American. Both of my parents were born in Mexico. I've had the chance to visit Mexico and spend time with my family there and see the culture and experiences. My family's from a small village, is what you would call it in English. But in Spanish, it's an ejido. We all know there's a drug cartel in Mexico, and below them are what we call sicarios. These sicarios, the ones that go and stay in places in Mexico, watch over that specific place because it's their territory. So violence there, I have heard that they beat them really bad, to a point where they shoot them. And there is one memory that is stuck in my head from, I think it was the second time I went. I was 13 years old. Was at one of my grandma's house, and I was gonna go to my other grandma's house, and they told us we couldn't go outside. No one could go outside at all, and we didn't understand why. And it was because something had happened and they were chasing down a man. No one could be out because if they saw you running or something, they would think something, and they don't think twice before they shoot. But I do remember that one time I was walking down the street. The kid who was my age and his dad were right next to me in the truck, telling me if I wanted to go with them. And that's the first step that happens before they actually kidnap you. Just really sad seeing someone my age following that path, just because we're a new generation. We have so much ahead of us. We have so many opportunities.
It's common, for example, we have a very alarming statistic about women being killed by men here in Mexico, especially violence crimes against women from men, which is around 10 to 12 women daily, which is scary number, very scary number. So I do see a lot of oh my god, they killed this girl, or sometimes their husband of 10 years killed her boyfriend of 3 years, or and it's usually very violent ways of killing because of jealousy, of things like that, very toxic environment. Yeah, so I do see that quite often.
In the book, Gutmann got the chance to attend the Centro de Atención a la Violencia Intrafamiliar, CAVI, the Domestic Violence Assistance Center, where he met a dozen of men who had beaten their wives. To better understand this setting, I have asked the author about his perception of these situations.
One of the things that I learned was the extent to which men felt weaker. And this was a way of trying to fight that feeling of being minimized, of being not appreciated. They took this as a insult, a characterization of themselves as somehow being less manly. It had to do with weakness. It had to do with not being important, not having abilities. In other words, instead of men asserting, at least in this group, I don't want to make too many generalizations, it wasn't so much men saying, I am a man, therefore I know more, therefore I, should be making all the decisions. It was much more, I felt like I wasn't being appreciated, and that made me mad. That made me angry, and I reacted to not being appreciated. So it was this, it was noteworthy that it came from a position of perceived weakness, not perceived strength. So in terms of why these men couldn't work it out, I don't know. It's same would go for Tunisia. Some men violent and some men are not. It's not an easy question to answer. The only thing I would say is it's clearly not cultural in the sense that, like, there's something Mexican culture is violent, any more than Tunisian culture or Lebanese culture.
I believe it became clear that the violence in Mexico affects all individuals. Now let us transition to a vital segment of our video as I sit down with our guests, Joseph and Gutmann, to hear their vision and solutions when it comes to ensuring security for everyone.
The government itself, maybe like to like be like, yeah, I'm doing something, here it is, like you can see it, you know, but like in reality, like they're probably not. Like, I don't know if it's like a stereotype. I feel like it is. Mexico is a very corrupt country when it comes to like government and all of that. So like it is complicated. Like they do have like made like new laws or like changed the law in order for it to be like maybe more helpful in these situations, but it's not enough. Like if I call someone right now, they're probably coming like an hour. I will probably be dead already. You know what I mean? Like it is like I do live very close to a police station, so like maybe they would like make it in time, but like still.
Well, I don't have any magic solution. I think discussion, argument, debate. I think people who are going to practice this kind of violence need to be stopped. Most of these people, they justify it. I think there are institutional changes that need to take place to facilitate, and I think on an individual level, it's true as well. And then it's a big thing like, is your university making an effort to bring more women into these areas and to have more men like you who study computers study gender too?
As we conclude this eye-opening journey into the world of male violence in Mexico, I couldn't think of a better way to end this video than by sharing some more of Gutmann's anthropological takes on stereotypes and the root of violence.
Anthropologists like myself, we spend a great deal of time dealing with stereotypes, dealing with generalizations. And what we try to do is compare reality with ideas, because I can think whatever I want about a group of people, including a group that I belong to. And I may be right, but I may be wrong, but I can be absolutely convinced. And when it comes to gender, men, women, it's not like something in computer science about which I know nothing. You would have to teach me from scratch, and I would have no opinion whatsoever because I don't know anything. Gender's not like that. You don't have to be an expert in gender. You have experience with gender. You have opinions about what men are like, what women are like, if they're very different or not so different. You have your personal experience and you already have opinions about it. What anthropologists try to do is we come into a situation and we say, all right, here are the stereotypes. Here are the ideas that people believe. How accurate are they? We need to actually look at people and talk to people in a real deep way to figure out whether the stereotypes make any sense.
The Mexican culture is so beautiful because it revolves itself around family. It's not so much family to the point where my decisions are going to be based off exactly what my family thinks or the way they're acting. It's more like you have the support of your family.
Thank you for watching, and remember that change begins with awareness and action. If you found this video insightful, please like, share, and subscribe for more thought-provoking content. And goodbye for now.